Okay, 2.2 is about living processes in unicellular organisms. Jadi, apa maksud unicellular organisms? Organisms means living things. From the word here, uni means one, cellular depicts cell. Maksudnya, organisma satu sel. Okay, despite being only one cell, made up of one cell, it is actually a complete unit. Maksudnya organisma unicellular ni mereka boleh berfungsi just like a multicellular organisms. Meaning they are able to carry out life processes. Life processes tu merujuk kepada proses-proses seperti respirasi, movement, nutrition, responding to stimulus, reproduction, growth, as well as excretion. So protozoans are the simplest form of unicellular organisms. Okay, contohnya amoeba species dan paramecium species. Jadi kita lihat life processes secara ringkas bagi kedua-dua amoeba dan juga paramecium species ini. For movement, amoeba species ini, it will constantly change its shape, especially when it encounters obstacle. So, bagaimana dia bergerak, dia akan mengunjurkan ataupun extending their pseudopodium ataupun false feet. Pseudo ni bermaksud false. Podium tu merujuk kepada feet. Okay, selepas dia extend, it will be followed by the flow of cytoplasm into the extended pseudopodium. Okay, gambar dia adalah yang ini. Okay, ini satu sel sahaja, ini amoeba. Jadi ini dia punya cytoplasm, yang dua ini merujuk kepada pseudopodium ataupun the false feet. Jadi dia akan extend, dia akan bergerak-gerak. Can you imagine dia akan unjurkan dua benda ni, and then semasa dia unjur ke depan, cytoplasm ni akan mengalir ke bahagian tempat dia diunjurkan. Alright, can you imagine that? Itu dia punya maksud bagi ayat ini. So if you are asked to explain or to describe the movement of amoeba species, so you must mention these two sentences. Okay, extending out its pseudopodium, followed by flow of cytoplasm into the extended pseudopodium. Kalau paramecium species, okay, it is using rhythmic cilia beats. Paramecium ni yang macam bentuk tapak kasut dan kemudian banyak rambut-rambut dekat luar sana kan. So it's apabila dia punya rambut ataupun cilium tu singular. Kalau cilia plural, rhythmic beating. Kamu boleh bayangkan the hair over there, it beats rhythmically, and that is how paramecium is moved from one spot to another spot. Okay, next one. Amoeba dan paramecium species ini, does it respond to stimuli? Definitely, because they are living things. So how are they responding to stimuli such as chemicals, touch, bright light? Okay, they don't like this kind of stimulus. So what are they going to do? They are going to retract themselves or move away from this stimulus. They don't like it. Okay, respiration. Okay, masih ingat cellular respiration? Respiration itu akan melibatkan respiratory gases, oxygen dan carbon dioxide. Jadi dua gas ini akan mengalami pertukaran gas melalui surface of the cell, menerusi plasma membrane. So this plasma membrane is partially permeable. Okay, and then the process is called simple diffusion. Okay, resapan ringkas. Sebab ada perbezaan kepekatan antara those gases in between the different compartments or regions. Okay. Now, nutrition. Okay, yang ini amoeba species will move towards food. Sebab dia perlu makanan kan, so dia akan bergerak ke arah tempat ada makanan ini. And then once again extend dia punya pseudopodium to trap the food. So bagaimana trapping ataupun perangkap itu berlaku apabila dua false feet ini bergabung. So food vacuole terbentuk. Okay, for then what happened is that phagocytosis next process. Okay, phagocytosis. Dia akan makan benda ni dengan in the presence with the help of enzyme lah. Nanti dia akan merge dengan lysosom itu. Okay, ini. So what happened is that these food particles will be hydrolyzed by enzyme in the lysosome, and nama enzyme itu adalah lysozyme. Okay, what's next is that the nutrients will be absorbed into the cytoplasm. Okay, itu cara dia makan. Tapi kalau Paramecium species, it is in the presence of the cilium bit. Okay, that will help to transfer the food particles into the oral groove. Tidak ada gambar dekat sini. Okay, it's okay. We moved on. See whether we have the picture later on. Yeah. Okay, so how about the undigested food? Kalau undigested, it has to be discharged when the amoeba species move. Okay, undigested food in the Paramecium species is discharged through the anus. Paramecium species ni pun ada anus juga. Okay, growth. Another important process for organisms ataupun living things. Okay, definitely they will be able to grow. How? Is by synthesizing new cytoplasm. Boleh? Okay, excretion. Do you still remember the terms Osmo Regulation, which I've mentioned in the previous lesson? Okay, yang ini gambar amoeba species. Yang ini gambar Paramecium species. Kamu boleh nampak dia punya the cilia. If it is singular, we call it cilium. Now, this is the anus. Ada oral groove, ada nucleus, dan ada contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole. Di sini pun ada contractile vacuole. Food vacuole, this is the false feet, the pseudopodium. And the boundary here is called the plasma membrane. Okay, osmoregulation. Proses yang sangat penting dalam excretion. Okay, waste yang tidak diperlukan. Example, carbon dioxide. Yang ini hasil respirasi. Ammonia. Okay, hasil daripada nutrition itu bahan yang perlu dikumukan. So, how are they being discharged? So, they have to be removed by diffusion. So, since both these species, they lived in freshwater environments, water will diffuse by osmosis and they will always fill the contractile vacuole. So water will keep on diffusing in. Okay, freshwater environment. Sini high water potential ini berbanding dengan diri dia di dalamnya. So they will encounter this problem of water keep on diffusing in. Disebabkan oleh perbezaan water potential. Kalau they keep on diffusing in, can you imagine what will happen to the organisms? Mesti dia kembung dengan air. And then, to the point, kalau sudah maksimum, mungkin dia akan meletup. But, this doesn't happen because there is osmoregulation. Jadi, air yang masuk itu, water will diffuse by osmosis. Okay, dia akan masuk ke mana? Dia akan pergi ke contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole. So the vacuole will expand to the maximum size. Kalau dia sudah kembung kepada size maksimum, dia akan contract. Mengecut. Bila dia mengecut itu, dia akan buang segala air which is within the contractile vacuole. from time to time. Okay, air masuk ke dalam contractile wall. Kemudian dia kembung to the size maximum and then dia akan kecut untuk memaksa air yang di dalam ini untuk dibuang keluar. Okay, so this process is called Osmo Regulation. Okay, you have to regulate the water content through osmosis. Okay, ini sangat penting dan soalan yang kerap ditanya berkaitan dengan Osmo Regulation. Okay, reproduction. Binary fission. Bi means dua ni. Okay, daripada satu menjadi dua. Another one is conjugation. Okay, sejenis sexual reproduction yang ada pada Paramecium species. Occurs when the environmental conditions are not suitable. Okay, yang ini, asexual reproduction ini maksudnya A ini merujuk kepada tanpa. Okay, without sex. So this one happens hanya memerlukan satu induk sahaja. Okay, so for example, when the conditions are suitable, enough food, and then pada masa yang sama, amoeba species ataupun Paramecium species itu sudah matang, tiba masa dia untuk membiak, what will happen to the organisma induk, the parent cell itself? Dia tidak perlu cari pasangan. Dia sendiri akan membiak secara asexual. And that is through binary fission, pembelahan dua. Dia sudah matangkan, so tiba masa dia akan melakukan binary fission daripada satu menjadi dua. Mitosis. Okay, so remember there's a few terms over here. Mitosis, asexual reproduction, binary fission, and it is meant for reproduction. Tapi, kalau the environmental conditions not suitable, for example, dry conditions, because mereka ni hidup di tempat yang lembap kan. Kalau keadaan terlampau kering, ataupun the temperature too low, ataupun pada masa itu food is restricted, not enough, food shortage. So amoeba species ni akan membentuk spores, which will only germinate, maksudnya dia akan bercambah when the environment improves. Maksudnya bila keadaan sudah jadi okey, semua keadaan ini sudah sesuai, suhu dia sesuai, tidak terlampau kering ataupun lembab, then only this spore will germinate, bercambah. Dan pada masa itulah dia akan membiak. Okay, so can you remember under reproduction? Okay, so kita ulang semula living processes of amoeba species. We have gone through all these just now. Okay, amoeba species. Okay, labeling. Okay, ada food wall tadi kan? Di mana dia akan bergabung dengan lysosome. Okay, ada endoplasm dengan ectoplasm. So that means these two are actually part of the cytoplasm lah. Kalau endo tu dalam, ecto tu dekat luar sikit. Okay, contractile vocal masih ingat? Just now we talk about excretion through the process of osmo regulation. Sebab air water continuously diffuse in because of high water potential dekat environmentnya. Sebab dia hidup dalam keadaan what do you call that? Air tawar. So water potential at the surrounding is always higher than the one inside. Alright. Ini dia punya characteristics, dia punya habitat, and also the processes. Okay. Ini imbas kembali yang cikgu telah explain sebentar tadi. You see? It is able to regulate water. Okay, so when you explain, you take note of the terms that must be present in your sentences. Okay, locomotion, cytoplasmic projection. Maksudnya cytoplasma tu dia pandai bergerak. Setelah dia extend dia punya pseudopodium. Pseudopodium is singular, pseudopodia plural ataupun dia punya false feet. Anchor tips to the ground. Okay, dia sudah memanjang, mengunjurkan pseudopodium dia. Cytoplasm pun bergerak ke arah sini. And then from location A, dia sudah maju ke depan sikit ke B and so on. Yang ini tentang nutrition, phagocytosis. Extended pseudopodium tadi dia nampak makanan move towards it, kemudian dia akan combine, trapping the food the food particles. Okay, ataupun bacteria di sini. Bacteria and droplet of water are enclosed in the food wall. And then enzymes digest the bacteria. Nanti ada lysosome dekat sini yang ada lysozyme enzyme. Combine and then enzyme bertindak ke atas food wall and therefore we say the food is being hydrolyzed. Okay, kemudian setelah dia sudah hydrolyzed, nutrient itu akan diserap ke cytoplasm amoeba tersebut. Okay, ini yang binary fission tadi. Original amoeba, the nucleus divides followed by the cytoplasm divides and hence producing two from one. That's why you say bi. Bi itu merujuk pada dua. Okay, this is asexual reproduction, bukan sexual reproduction. Satu induk sahaja terlibat. Reaches the maximum size. Nukleus membahagi diikuti cytoplasm constricts dekat tengah, mencerut ke tengah, constricts. Dia pun membahagi. Okay, this is, do you still remember the name of the process? Yes, that is simple diffusion. Okay, exchange of the respiratory gases. We're talking about the oxygen and also the carbon dioxide yang melalui plasma membrane ini. Resap secara begitu sahaja, resapan ringkas. Because inside here, untuk respirasi berlaku memerlukan gas oksigen. Kenapa dia boleh daripada environment terus masuk ke dalam? Sebab dekat environment, kandungan oksigen adalah lebih tinggi. So, daripada kepekatan tinggi, meresap ke kawasan berkepekatan rendah. Di dalam ini, memang selalu oksigen tu berkepekatan rendah berbanding environment. Why? Because oxygen is being used continuously for respiration. Kan? Kemudian respiration, dia punya byproduct adalah carbon dioxide. Jadi carbon dioxide itu memang selalu akan lebih tinggi berbanding the environment outside. And therefore, it will diffuse out of the cell through simple diffusion as well. Okay, responses to stimuli. It reacts by retreating from adverse stimuli. Maksudnya yang dia tidak suka tu adverse stimuli, for example bright light ke acidic solution, yang ini yang chemical, it will move away, retreating. Tapi in contrast, favorable stimuli, contohnya makanan, they want food, right? So it will move towards. This one move away. So simple saja. Alright, that's it for 2.2.